Alright, hey everybody. I was going to try and do a Titan video against this blue beast here using my green team. Have a pretty good green team, so I think it would be a good example to show what could be possible against a Titan. So I'll go ahead and show you how the team that I build and the items that I try to use and why. See if this would help anybody. So what I ended up doing is I like the fire, and this is just a matter of preference. I'll start from left to right, so I'd start with Tarlak all the way over to Rat. But let me give you an explanation on why I have each of these in here. I have Tarlak in here for the first bullet, which gives the attack increase of 100% that can stack up to 160. So that's increasing the normal attack and tile damage that comes up. And he also has a very good attack stat. So that's his tile damage that's coming into play. Next I have Franz in here. What's really good about him for Titan specifically is bullet number 2, who increases the damage by 50%, so all damage received. So those tiles are going to be 50% more than they normally would after he's fired, so that's really awesome. Next up is elemental defensive down. So I have Fogg here, who gives negative 58% defense to those green tiles, so that's awesome. Next up, normally you would have a defensive down hero, regular defensive down hero to stack with Fogg. I do have Frigg here, who does defensive down up to 44%. I'm choosing to leave her out and put Greg in place because with Harpoons, as you can read here, if you actually use a harpoon after they've been stunned, you'll actually get a negative 30% defense. So instead of using Frigg here, I'm going to use Harpoons once I've stunned them to give me 30% defensive down. Okay, and what that does is that frees me up a spot to bring Greg here, who I have at 370. Yeah, his defense, his stats are kind of low, but kind of like with Tarlak, I'm not really trying to let the Titan hit these guys, so I'm using items mostly. So I'm not too worried about that. But the main thing for him is the bullet number 2, where you get the 30% critical chance. The reason why I have him in over for Frigg is because I can use an item to take the place of what Frigg can do. I can't use a battle item to take the place of 30% critical chance. So that's why I have him in there. And then lastly, good old Rat here, who enhances these green tiles by 64%, so makes those tiles even stronger. And then in the event that I need to heal, it's always nice. So that's the team build here. The way I ended up doing my troops, I have these ninja troops here. If you get them to level 2, they give you a 24% attack, which is the same that you would get from a level 23 troop. They're super easy to level up if you have one. So I would highly recommend, if you have any, to use those for Titans, because that's the attack stat here is what comes into play with the tile damage. So what I like to do, the way I have these spread out now, is I have the ninja troops on my heroes that have the higher attack stat. So in this case, we have the Rat, we got Fogg, and we got Tarlak that have the high attack stat, so I want to really capitalize on that. Then I put the 29 troop on Greg just because he needs a little more defense there, and then because I don't have anything else, I put the 17 on Franz. So I already explained why I have the Harpoons in here. The other reason I have the tornadoes and the mana is there's a couple ways that I may open up on the board. If I come into play and there are a ton of green on the board, I can go through and use the 60% mana, which is this one right here, giving 60% mana, and then I can go in and use 2 of these to go ahead and fully charge. So I have enough there to do that if I need to. Not ideal, but it's an option. What I usually like to do is I'll open up and I'll use a tornado, which gives 40% mana to shuffle the board. And then if I don't get any green tiles that hit because of the shuffle, then I'll use the 60% to complete that, to get 100% and charge my heroes. And then in the event that I use a tornado and I see green tiles, then I can use the minor mana potion to get them charged up. So, all right, I think I explained that enough, maybe too much in detail. I'm gonna go ahead and start my attack and see what happens. Here we go. And let's see what we got. All right. All right, now he's stunned. Use that. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at those tiles. I think I saw 9K there. Alright. There's not many green tiles here, so I'm going to save the rat to see if I can get more tiles in here. Okay, that works. Stop. Ah! That's fine. Go ahead and do this. Yeah. Oh well. It's not going to be perfect. Come on. Should have did that move. Oh, just like that, almost 200K. So even with a sloppy play, not a crazy amount of tiles, still got a really good score.